Hello, everybody.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Welcome to the Broken Windshield, but this is a different type of broken windshield because with everything going on, we're unable to do our normal episodes and recording, so we decided to document the quarantine.
Yep. So this is going to
The
be called the
quarantine.
Quarantine Chronicles.
Thank you. Sorry.
The Quarantine Chronicles. And what this is, I mean, like what Natalie said, this is going to be different from our usual episodes because we are practicing social distancing and we're staying in our house. So, we're away from our videographer, Angel Be Creative. Shout out to you. But we're away from her
Hey,
right
Angel, we
now.
miss you.
And so it's not going to look like all glamorous like she make us look, That's why we look rough. I ain't been able to go to the barbershop either. So, that's what's happening right now. As you can see, we got kids in the background because we are quarantined with our children too. So, yeah, it's real out here.
Yes.
It's real out here. But reason why we wanted to do this and why we wanted to do it separately from our broken windshield episodes is because we think it's very important that we utilize this time as we're in the house, quarantine, can't go nowhere, to really exercise some truths, I guess. Have some truths with yourself. Um, Allow God to really heal some brokenness that you have at church. We're learning at our wonderful church, Encounter Church. We're learning
Encounter Church Charlotte.
Encounter Church Charlotte, yes, with the Gibbs as our pastor. Pastor Jeffrey and Jazz Gibbs. Yes, we love y'all.
Yes, anyway, we do. We miss you guys.
So, we have been learning. He's been teaching this series on brokenness as it's related to submission. And as we were doing our homework, God kind of dropped in our spirit for us to kind of do something a little different with the broken windshield as we're going through this quarantine. To just kind of really focus on the broken pieces. You feel me? Like, I mean, that's why the name of the thing is the broken windshield. But to really, really kind of hone in on some real life stuff. A lot of us have a lot of different things that we harbor, things we haven't released to God to heal, just because we don't want to hurt anymore. And so we just wanted to come on here and really kind of share some real life stuff for us. It ain't always been peaches and roses. It ain't always been kosher. We've had some rough times, and I mean, even now we're going through a rough patch. But
I don't call it a rough patch.
Maybe not.
God has us in
a transition.
And I know, like, a lot of people are taking this time to spend more time, like, of course, spending more time at home, spending more time with your spouses, spending more time with your children. People are even doing spring cleaning out things, and which is fine, it's great. But also in this time, take time to really let God search your heart. Do some cleaning up in you and just take that time just to really tap into what God has and what God really has to say, and let him just do some work in you even as you're doing work in your house. Just really use this time. Like, I feel like I have, like, in this time, I've really taken this time to really evaluate a lot of situations. I know, like, it's a really sad time for our country, but also, like, this time has also allowed us, especially as the body of Christ, as people, to really take time and just listen to what God has to say and just really search our hearts about things and just have time to think. Because with the everyday hustle and bustle of life, let's be real. Who really sits down and deal with their real issues?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. And the Bible says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And it's okay to share your testimonies with people. And I put a post on Facebook, and it really didn't get any response because I think we have a culture where you're supposed to hide the bad parts of your life. But the post said, what was your biggest failure and what did you do to overcome it? And as I recall, I haven't gotten any comments from that. And that's okay, but it helped me realize that we just really live in a culture where the only thing that we want to share it's what's good that's happening in our lives. We want to share the best pictures. We want to share the accomplishments, but we don't want to share the failures. We don't want to share the work part. We just want to share the prize. And so we decided to do this video to really kind of kickstart that. I mean, to jumpstart this whole quarantine chronicles. I don't really understand. I don't really know what to kind of put to it for what we're doing. And at this point in our life, we're in a transition, like my wife said. When we started this journey of the broken windshield, we were displaced, coming from. We were in a wilderness season. Still are. We are in a wilderness season, coming from our own place, and then now we're transitioning, living with different people, with our family, and transitioning to a new place that we know that God already has prepared for us. But we're just in that wilderness season right now, and we're journeying through that. And it's been hard. It's been difficult. Trying to navigate through that. I really had to do some soul searching. I really had to come to grips about some things that I didn't really necessarily like about myself, in this season. I'm thankful. Are we ready to actually be in our own place? Yes, we are. But we're not. What we have learned in this season is that you cannot rush the timeline of God. You can't rush his timeline, and you most certainly cannot rush his process. And some things is just his process. Some things you have to endure and you have to go through because he's processing you. And that is what we are learning in this season. We're being processed, and it has been rough. It really has, and to actually be going through a quarantine in the same time as being transitioned and going through a wilderness, I mean, can even add even more pressure. But we believe in working together. We believe in the power of God. We believe that we have faith in Him that everything will work out in His timing, because all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to His purpose. So we know that there is a purpose for us, and we're just taking it day by day. And we had a friend actually asked us. She was like, "Why did y'all start the broken windshield in the midst of your storms and your trials and tribulations?" And really, pretty much, the answer was, this is what God told us to do.
Oh, you want some?
And we just have to be obedient to Him, regardless of what we feel like is perfect timing.
Sorry. This is why this is the Quarantine Chronicles.
So, regardless of what we feel like is perfect timing, we got to rock with Him.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, going back to your post, you were saying that you didn't get any responses. You might not got any responses, but I'm pretty sure you got a lot of people thinking.
mm-hmm.
A lot of people seen the post.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's not as transparent, but I guarantee you it made them think. Mm-hmm. And it made them really start to search. It's like, wow, what was my biggest failure? Or, whatever. They did. They might not post it, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, you got people thinking.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, being in this transition season, which the whole world pretty much is in a transition season. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right now. But in this season, or this wilderness season, I always say wilderness. What God has us. We have learned a lot. We have learned a lot about ourselves. We have learned a lot about our marriage, and like it's a lot of things that we've grown through in this season. We've endured some things, some hurtful things in this season. But I'm grateful for every experience, and God has really, really. We've learned a lot of lessons. We've gained a lot of wisdom through this season. I know that our relationship with God has just really flourished as He's taken us to another level spiritually. So sometimes people don't like some people want so much from God, but they don't want to go through. And us going through this whole wilderness season it has really broke up some things. And like we talked about in one of our episodes, like mentally, um I mean, just about your mental stress, your mental capacity. Um, um we talked about that, so I feel like that has definitely been tested a whole lot um
Absolutely.
more in this season. What else she was saying?
All of that. I would say all of that, especially the mental thing, because when you go through things and you don't understand,
Just the unknown.
when you go through unknown things, when you go through transitions where you don't really know when is the end, what is the end going to be, that always plays with your mind. The devil likes to use those uncertainties, those areas where you don't know what's going to happen. He likes to use those things to play mind games with you, and he's attacked our self esteem. He's attacked our marriage and our unity and our bond together. He's used people close to us to do that. So, you know, um, it's been heavy, but we are grateful and we accept whatever process God has for us because we know at the end of the day that we're being processed for something. Um, we know that there's a purpose for not only us as individuals, but there's a purpose for our marriage. And sometimes you just have to go through that process for, your marriage and whatever it is that God is processing you for you to be ready for. So we're extremely grateful. We are uh, still walking with our heads high. There has this time has allowed us to realize broken areas that we have kept, things that we kept in the closet that we did not want to give to God. Um, and this transition, this wilderness season, all of this is working for our good and for your good. Whoever's watching this, all of this is working for your good, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. It is. It's working for your good. And if you would just continue to keep going through your process, you are going to have some days, some human moments. We have had some human moments. We've had some times where we were upset with God because we didn't understand what the heck was happening, you know, and why it was happening and why it was happening to us, and we've had our Job experiences. We've had it's been a time, and I believe that God is doing this just for us to be able to say, "Hey, you can make it through it. You can absolutely make it through whatever your process is."
I know for me, just being uncertain, just not knowing. But we have to solely rely and we have to trust God and know that as long as we're following Him, and when I tell you, like what we've experienced in this season, it I know it looks crazy to other people because sometimes it looks crazy to me. But I had a conversation with someone and they were asking me like, how, and I was like, listen, this is what I can tell you. In this season that I'm in right now in my life, I am totally relying and totally trusting and following the word, following God. I can't do it no other way. If He tell me not to go right, I'm going right. I don't care if you think I should go left because left looks better. That ain't what my God said. He told me to go right, so I'm going right. And I just challenge everybody as we're going through, as we're charting on uncertain times. We're in uncharted territory right now. We don't, from day to day, with everything that's going on, we don't know what's happening. But one thing for certain, one thing that does not change and will not change is God and the love of God and what God has. So I just challenge everybody during this time, just take this time to really let God search your heart and
Mm-hmm.
really get close to Him. And even if, like, even for like married couples, take this time, like, just really spend some time and cherish this time that you have with your spouse.
Yep.
Really enjoy, take this time, even even like things that you want to do that you haven't, just like really, even as get together, get before God together, like let God search your hearts individually, let God work on your marriage. Just take that time. I'm telling you, don't worry about when can we go outside again, when can we do this one. If we just trust God in this process
Yep.
and take this time and let God really work on, I guarantee you, when we come out of this, you will be a totally different person.
Absolutely.
A totally different person.
Absolutely. Definitely, definitely exactly what my wife said. Take this time. You know, we have had a lot of us, all of us, I'm not even going to say a lot of us, all of us have experienced moments in our life, broken moments in our life, heartache, pain, whatever the cause of it was. We have all experienced those broken moments. And some of us, most of us, if not all of us, have had to put on the mask to continue to do day to day life, whether it's because you have a family, careers, whether you have a business that has to continue to move regardless of what your feelings are. You know, we have all had to put on the mask of making sure that all the day to day stuff is still taken care of. So now that you have the opportunity for all the day to day stuff to cease, you know, take this time to allow yourself to deal with those broken pieces, to allow God to heal you where those broken pieces are.
So, our pastor, the wonderful, I keep wanting to say Dr. Gibbs. Pastor Jeff, I keep wanting to call you Dr. Gibbs, but.
So now you're prophesying.
So we've been talking about submission for the last couple of Sundays and brokenness. And he challenged each and every one of us to write down areas of our life or things that we haven't completely released to God so that he can heal us in those areas. And I'm going to charge that same challenge to you guys. Like, everybody has areas in their lives that we have not 100% released to God for him to completely heal and restore us in those areas. So take this time, don't just take this time and just sit and think about, like, what areas have I not healed from? What area, like, what brokenness are you still dealing with?
Right.
So just take that time and do that. And if you want to listen further, tune in on Facebook Live on Sunday mornings at 10:30 Encounter Church Charlotte.
Yes, and if you follow me, I share it every single Sunday.
Yes.
So
and it will change your life.
Absolutely.
And you will come
Absolutely.
out of this not broken.
Yeah. But if you don't really know what areas of your life are broken, I promise you, if you ask God, he'll show them to you. But 9 times out of 10, it's usually those areas where you hear certain people's names and you immediately either feel pain or you feel anger. That's usually a broken place that you haven't given to God, you know, or if the memory of somebody takes you to a place that you don't want to be, anything that would take you out of your normal character, day to day normal character, usually 9 times out of 10 is a place that has not been healed.
Or if somebody does something that they don't even realize, but it's like a trigger for you. Like, they could say something, but one word could bring up pain from something that happened, that one word. Mm-hmm. So just allow God, just like, God, just even like you said, if you don't know, God, show me.
Yep.
Show me.
Yep. And I also encourage you, on top of that, I encourage you to find somebody that's a safe place for you and start releasing some of this stuff, y'all. It's okay to talk about some of the failures that you've had in life. It is okay to talk about some of the ugly things that are happening in your marriage or in your family, in your finances, whatever. It's okay to talk about some of this stuff, because I guarantee you that if you start to share some of this stuff, for one, you'll find out that you're not the only person going through it. first and foremost, you'll find out that you're not the only person going through it. And the second thing that you'll find out is someone else has went through it already that may have some wisdom for you. Okay? So, y'all, we got to get out of this faking it for the masses. Like, people are really hurting.
They are.
People are really hurting. And they're putting on a mask, to look good for the next person, for social media or whatever, and it's causing a lot of people to live double lives.
Yes.
And the Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So let's start talking. It's okay. I promise you, it is okay. And whoever spreads your business, or if someone turns your back, hey, they weren't the person for you and your future. Exactly. But it's okay, and everybody ain't gonna be a safe place. So I ain't saying go spread your business. But what I am saying is find someone that you trust, that is safe for you, and start talking about this stuff. It's okay to go see a therapist. I've said it more than one time. It's okay, but we have got to get out of this mode of faking it for other people. And that is the whole purpose of this channel, for it to be as real as possible.
And if you're married, have conversations with your spouse that you probably wouldn't have on a regular. Take this time, because I would say, in this wilderness season or this transition season that we're in, we have had the most conversations.
Absolutely.
Great. I feel like great conversations that we probably wouldn't have had on a regular, even with the whole quarantine. We find ourselves talking more and more and more. Not saying that we don't talk or we don't communicate, but let's be real. With the everyday hustle, bustle, everybody's bustle of life, going to work, trying to take care of a family, kids, cooking, it's it's a lot. Mm-hmm. And you're talking and passing or on a drive home from work or on a drive to work. It's not sitting. I think during this wilderness season and even during this quarantine, we have had long conversations, and we found out so much stuff. Wow, I never know that.
Right. Conversations like how we used to talk when we was dating.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we had one Sunday, I think it was up to 5 o'clock in the morning. And it was just some stuff that was heavy on his heart that he shared with me that I didn't even know he was carrying. And vice versa.
It was freeing. It was freeing. And that's the reason why I encourage each and every last one of you who are watching this. Share some of this stuff, man. Get some of this stuff off of you. Be honest. I promise you, honesty. If you be honest with the places that, if you be honest with what you have dealt with, I promise you, your witness even increases. Because people trust real people.
They do. I'm telling you, I know it's a lot going on in the world right now. And I know a lot of people have anxiety, have fear, and that's fine because we're human. But don't let what's going on distract you from what God really wants to do in this season.
Right.
God wants to do a lot in this season.
Right.
So focus on Him. Don't focus on everything that's going on in the world. Not saying don't stay tuned in. Definitely stay tuned in. But don't put so much energy into it that you miss God in this season and what He's trying to do and what He's doing. I'm not going to say what He's trying to do. What He's doing in this season. So stay focused and keep Him first. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss what God is doing in this season. Mm-hmm. You don't.
Don't come out of this, y'all.
Do not. No, don't come out the same person, because we have more than ample time to really get with God and understand and tap into what He's doing in this season. Don't come out as the same person. Don't come out with the same marriage. None of it.
Holding the same baggage.
None of it.
I mean, it's up to you. What you do with your life, what you do with your family, all that is up to you. These are only suggestions, like we say all the time. But we suggest things that we have tried and that worked. Yeah. And we have released some things. We have been honest with one another. We have talked about some stuff, and it has lifted weights that we didn't even really realize we were carrying, yo. And it even made it easier just to even share this You know,
Yeah.
nobody wants to get online and tell the whole world that they're displaced, that like they're going through a transition of housing. You know, nobody wants to do that. But at the end of the day, we had to follow God, and God said, testify of this. Tell people about this. You know, tell people about this, because we know that at the end of the day, when we finally do get to where we're supposed to go, that it's going to be because of His glory and nothing that we did.
Right.
Period. At the end of the day, regardless of what money we have in our bank account, regardless of any of that, it's going to be Him at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So we just wanted to be obedient, and we wanted to do something different. And God said that He wanted the Quarantine Chronicles during this time to where, you know,
no
we
makeup,
ain't got
no
no makeup
hair.
on, ain't no hair done. You see my face,
Well,
you
now
see
I
my
don't have on
beard,
no makeup. I don't have no lashes.
none of that. You know, just
My
raw,
twist out is like 2 weeks old.
just raw and real, because we are quarantined too with the
Yes.
turn up team. So you can only imagine.
Times 3.
So,
And trying to be a homeschool teacher. No, I'm not about this life.
yeah.
Like, I gave up. Like, now they're having Zoom meetings and then trying to make sure this almost 16-year-old, like, yeah. Mm-mm.
But listen, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and because the kids have gotten quiet at this point, which is always a red flag for us in this house. So
Yes.
we're gonna go figure out what's going on with them, and we're gonna let you get to your day. Again, like, share, comment. You know, hit the bell button, subscribe.
Hit the bell button.
So hit the bell button so that you can get notifications every time we post stuff. We're gonna be doing these quarantine chronicles for
Tell
as
us
long
what
as
you've been doing.
are in quarantine. Yes. Comment. Tell us what you have been doing. If you want to share some stuff with us, we'll be more than happy to listen. Again, we are still taking topics for when the episodes start back.
Yeah, so please comment.
So please comment, like, share, subscribe, do all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, y'all, listen, we're going to get through this.
Yes, we are.
This is not the end of the world. You don't have to live in fear. I know that that's what's been spread throughout all of this, but at the end of the day, we don't have to live in fear, yo.
Trust God and know that He's in control.
Trust God. He's always in control. So, y'all be blessed. We love
Oh,
y'all.
one other thing before we leave. We said we was going to. So, before we go, we want to challenge, because we're going to do this week ourselves. Every married couple to... I know everybody has the Bible app on their phone. So every married couple should go to the Bible app, do a devotion. We're actually going to share the one we're going to do this week. I think it's like 7 days.
Yeah.
It's on the Bible app. It's by David and Tamala Mann. It's Us Against the World. So it's just a 7-day, I think it's like 7 days marriage for you to do together. So I just challenge every married couple out there during this time to do that. You can do the same one we're doing. You can go on the Bible apps. There are lots of devotions that you can do as a married couple from 3 days to 7 days. But we chose this one. It's called Us Against the World, because right now it's us against the world.
Mm-hmm.
We've got us, and us against the world. So we chose this one. If you do that one, let us know. We're going to discuss it, and we're going to talk about it next week.
Yep. And one other thing too, we don't really have a name for our tribe. Of course, the name of the show is Broken Windshield, but we want to be able to, when we come, and all of our subscribers and people who watch us faithfully, we want to have something to call y'all. You know, like Israel was the Israelites and all like that. So, if you have some ideas of what to name the tribe, please drop those ideas too. We would love to see what y'all would want us to call y'all. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and find these children real quick.
Yes.
And we love y'all. And
thank y'all.
Thank y'all for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share.
All of that. Jackson, you want to say bye to the people?
Bye.
Say bye.
Please don't mind. He needs a haircut. The barbershop's are closed.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you. Have a good night.